Hi, welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, my name is Michelle, and that was Phoenix, and together we live in this 2024 RPod 194C. And on today's video, we're going to give you a tour and tell you what we think about it. Start our tour on the outside. First of all, this is a 2024 RPod 194C. It is 20 feet long and about 8 feet wide. Dry weight is around 3,700 depending on the options you get, and GVWR comes in around 4,700. So it's a nice and light travel trailer under that 5,000 pound range. All right, let's start at the very front of the travel trailer. Most of the RPod 194Cs that I saw out on the market did have a manual jack on them. I replaced this with just a Polestar power jack off of Amazon. High ratings, and just for me, it just makes life easier, especially since I use a weight distribution hitch, so I have to kind of raise and lower a couple of times. Trust me, this thing is very heavy when you're hitching it to a weight distribution hitch, so highly recommend this. I did not find a single one on market that came with a power jack, so I don't know if it's an option and I just couldn't find one, or if it's not an option at all. Behind here you have a singular 20-pound propane tank with the propane cover. And then behind that, you have pre-mounted a 100 amp hour lead acid battery. That lead acid battery is wired directly to a solar on the side port. So RPods are notoriously pre-wired for solar. That means very different things in very different models. So make sure you know what you are getting. Mine simply means it's pre-wired. Does not mean it has anything that it's supposed to have. So in order to use this, with that battery, I would have had to install a charge controller to be able to control the amount of power that is coming into the battery. It does not come with it. As you know, if you followed this channel, I did install solar in here. So this ended up, ended up being null and void, but solar on the side is just a fancy way to say it's kind of pre-wired, but you still need to buy more stuff. One of my favorite features of the RPod 194C is the pass-through. So this is a full pass-through. I ended up installing my solar on half of it, and then the other half is where all my hoses and things are as well. And the reason why this is so special is on many of the 20-foot travel trailers, your storage shares your under-bed storage. So when you think you're getting great storage inside under your bed, you actually lose out on storage for your hoses and all your extra miscellaneous gear, as well as a possible place to do your solar. So I love that this giant pass-through is purely for RV stuff and not Michelle stuff. So one thing I do want to point out on the outside that is a major difference between the 2024 and the 2025, and actually is what scored me a very good deal on this, are the windows. So on the 2025 RPod period went to a front window. I personally would not want that, did not want that. So I was very happy to go with the 2024. I think for temperature regulation, having that on the front would just be absolutely miserable. For instance, the sun is right there and would just be beating in on that window the whole time. So I personally like having the solid front, but that is a difference that you'll see on many of the 2025s versus the 2024s. There's really only two big differences for the 194C. That's the window and then the interior. My interior is a darker shade. The 2025 is white. So again, an option I didn't want, because have y'all lived outside? I didn't want white that was just gonna get dusty. So the 2024 worked for me. But if you're wondering what those big differences are, honestly, the biggest one is the window. Continuing our outside tour, we are nicely covered right now by a Solera retractable awning. Does have the LED light as well as just the porch light. This thing has been so nice. It is super solid, super quick in and out. The button is just when you come in, so it's actually even pretty nice because you can just stick your hand through and take it in and out. One thing to note, it does hit the door, so you do have to leave the door in a little bit or it will kind of rub up against it. And that brings me to this beautiful, beautiful door. It is a gorgeous glass door that is absolutely stunning. I love the look of it, but I want to give you guys a little bit of a warning. You're going to install an RV lock. It is a tight squeeze, an RV lock, a power lock. The RV lock version 4 fits, but if you are not patient and you are not sure what you're doing, hire someone. I've heard horror stories of people shattering these doors just by tapping this in. So it is something I worry about. This door is actually really solid and really heavy, but I've had it open and a wind gust came through and slammed it against the awning, and I'm always slightly worried. I believe the replacement cost is $800. So, beautiful, but worrisome. The other feature that is in this door is the Lippert Thin Shade Ready. What cracks me up is they could have just put the shade in. There is a window, and they just didn't put the shade in. You have to purchase it. It's $60. It's not horrible, but part of me is like, if you made it ready, just put the shade in. But you know, RV manufacturers, what are you gonna do with them? But this is a great door. It's solid. Highly recommend replacing the lock. Behind here you have a great screen door that snaps into the door like usual. Per usual. And no, I've not taken my "this unit has been winterized" sticker off yet. I really just need to take stickers off, and I haven't, because I don't think about them till moments like this. The other feature that is a total irritation, and not something that you would probably think of when you are at an RV dealer unless you're having the experience that I'm having, are your RV steps. This doesn't look bad, and in reality it's fine. However, as a warning, not only do you only have one step, so this area, not super bad because it's not a high step, but I have been in areas where I dropped way down and you're like legit kneeing up to get up here. But the main problem is that it is very narrow. So my foot, when you kick it out, overlaps the step. So if you took like a step down like you would normally, you are going to miss the step. So you kind of have to step sideways. Have I missed the step on a sleepy morning? Yes, I have. Have I fallen a couple of times? Yes, I have. So this step is absolutely obnoxious. They could have very easily done the ones that sat here and slid out. I don't know why they didn't. I looked into possibly getting a second step from Rec Pro, but then not always do you need it, so it would hit. So I feel like I'm kind of stuck with this step, and it's definitely just not something that I think people think about. I didn't. In fact, I went back to my videos. Hold, please. I went back to the video of the dealer where I visited this. The step was in. So I just stepped up and in because they didn't have it out. I didn't put it out. So I didn't even think to check that it would be annoying. I think this could be really hard for people with mobility issues or really tall people with like big feet. I think you'd miss it and slide right off of here. So definitely kind of a slight annoyance. I do have now a little step stool, so if I am in a taller space, I can put one here. Another thing to think of is dogs. It took poor Fiends 20 times of getting in and out to figure out the depth because it's just so shallow that most of the time now he just jumps over it. But he's starting to really get comfortable and his back legs hit it. So something to think about, maybe if you have a smaller dog, you'd probably have to get a ramp, which then would be challenging because you only have one door. So note to self, you don't necessarily need to buy the RPod 194C, but when you're looking at campers, pay attention to your step. All right, let's continue on. The rest of your outdoor is pretty self-explanatory and pretty normal. This is where your compressor is for your fridge. So your fridge is right here. So that's what, it's great to have the fridge on this side with the awning because as you can see right now, it's keeping the sun off of it. So it keeps it running a lot less than I think if it were on the other side and getting baked by the sun all day. So compressors here, this is where your furnace comes out. Did come with really nice rims. I love a vibe, as we all know, and I think this just looks really classy with the gold and really great tires as well. Additionally, on this side you do have an outdoor plug, which has been great. I often sit here in the mornings and work, so it's been really nice to have the plug. The last thing on the back that we have here is an LP quick connect. So if you were doing a propane powered grill or you wanted to do a fire pit, you could hook it up from here as well versus having to have an extra propane tank or unhooking your propane tank and bringing it over here. So I think that's a really nice feature. Yeah. All right, something to pay attention on the back is I looked at 4 of these when I was purchasing, so 4 individuals. This was the only one with a ladder, and it's kind of a necessity for me because as I head out of state, I'm going to be putting my portable RV tank and I'm going to be hooking it on the ladder. So this was kind of a necessity for me. It's also really important because I put a Starlink up there sometimes. So not all of them have them. Just be on the lookout that they do. It is kind of awkward to get up on, but again, luckily I'm light and I can just kind of hitch a foot on here too to get on and get stable. So. Glider. The next thing on the back is you have a really nice spare tire, and you do have the stinky slinky bumper. I personally don't keep mine in there because I can't get my the L bracket, or like the L part off. Like they are next to impossible. It literally, oh, they're gliding. That's so cool. I'm so sorry. I need to watch this. Hold, I don't think you guys are gonna see it. Go glider, right there. You guys get commentary with this tour so much better than those boring schmoring dealer tours. All right, the other thing to look out for when you are looking at different variations of the RPods is if you are pre-wired for a camera or not. TBH, I looked at so many of these, I forgot which one I bought. It was a lot. This one was not pre-wired, but I found this awesome wireless RV camera, so I just placed it right below one of my backup lights, or like one of my running lights. It works great right there. I've had no problems with it, so we're good to go. This is the business end of the RPod 194C. Pretty standard. You have a black tank flush. You are 30 amp on here. Comes with a really nice 30 amp cable, and then you have your waste tank, I call it the poop chute, down below. I am currently at a site with sewer. I personally keep the black tank going for a little while. My black tank, this is a 30-gallon tank, both gray and black. As a single person, my black tank can last almost a month, and my gray tank, taking showers every other day, washing dishes freely, lasts about 7 days. If I'm doing camp showers and camp dishes, I can last a full 14 days on it. But since I have sewer, I just keep a gray hose connected, and that way I can just open it and dump when I want, which just makes it really easy. One thing to note though, these are really low. I have paid attention now because when I got it home, backing it into my driveway, I actually hit my valves. So you have your tank valves back here and then your poop chute. I actually hit these on my actual driveway going in. So I started paying attention in various campgrounds, and sure enough, these are really low. The caveat is I have been told and have been doing research that they're very easy to lift, and I definitely will plan on doing that. I hit coming in here, and I know I'm going to hit going out, so fingers crossed, wish me luck. But that is just something to note and not something I would have necessarily paid attention to. I just thought all RVs were standard pretty much, but these are particularly low. So we'll get it lifted so that I can do, you know, some more BLM stuff, like not crazy BLM stuff because this isn't an off-road trailer, but you know, I've actually hit it getting into parking lots too, like gas stations with really steep entries. So if I see a really steep entry, I stay far away. So just something to note that these are particularly low. All right, the last thing over here, we have your fresh water and your city water connection. This is, behind here is where your hot water tank is. So that's hot water tank access. And then yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You have a fresh tank drain line under here as well. So nice large size tanks on all of these. I feel like they're really solid for the size of camper that you have. take off your shoes and come on in, because you are here. My rug makes me so happy. I will do the best that I can with angles, but again, she's a 20-foot travel trailer, y'all. She's tiny. She's tiny. And what you get when you first walk in is your ish wall. This has all your things. These were extra installed, so if you are looking for like a standard tour, these were mine. These are my solar pieces, so if you want to see that, click up here. But you have your awning extend, retract, awning light, porch light, interior light on and off, and they're the ones that you can also just press to. Boom, great. Then you have your water heater, your water pump, and your gray, black, fresh batteries, and all in void for me levels. These are kind of right. 60% of the time they're right. My black tank is currently not right. The black seems to be the most iffy, and from what I was reading, the level is on this, the sensor's on this side, and that's where the toilet is, so it kind of blocks it, and sometimes will tell you your tank is fuller than normal. Just use a flashlight when you're flushing and you can see, because my black tank lasts forever. Like I said, it's a 30-gallon tank. So there you go. That's your ish wall. Let's go this way. And you have your queen size bed. That is right. It is not a short queen. It is not a full. It is a full size queen bed. And as you can see, we are very thankful we have that, because we have a lot of stuffies in this house. A lot of stuffies. But I think this is a great use of that domed shape to put the bed back here. I actually tend to sleep on the inside, and I was kind of thinking, oh no, because it's domed, like you'd hit yourself when you sit up, but you don't. You really don't. It's domed and like curved enough that it truly is a queen size bed. So amazing. You have a window on the front. Your emergency exit is in the back. Underneath, if you've watched any of my storage videos, you know that you have from here to here and about here of storage. Unadulterated, amazing storage. This does not go with the pass-through. This has been game-changing for living in an RV. I don't know what I would have done without this under storage for just ease and convenience. I have a lot of open storage in this camper because storage is the name of the game in the 194C. But this is so accessible, efficient, and easy, especially with how I have it organized, that it has been a game changer for just making life easy. And honestly, when you live in an RV, that is what you are looking for. The other features that I really like about this bed are up at the top. There is a headboard. It looks like a lot bigger of a headboard when you don't have a full 10-inch mattress, but y'all, I have a 10-inch amazing foam, memory foam, cooling gel mattress. This is actually the same mattress that I had at home. It's just a bigger one, because yes, I only had a full-size bed at home. It's amazing. But you've got a nice headboard with cup holders, which sounds kind of wild, but at night, I can put this just right behind my head in the cup holder, and I don't have to worry about it spilling. A lot of times I will set things here, but do you want to know how many times I have knocked those over? And I have a really bad habit of having my laptop right there, so I really like and am using the headboard more and more. The other feature that I like is the power pole. That thing is a game changer, because one of the stupidest things that they did in this travel trailer is the outlets, and we'll talk about them, but that has been super beneficial. So this bed overall, I get better sleep in it than I did at home, and the storage, 10 out of 10. All right, let's go to the kitchen or dining room. Let's go to the dining room. It's a big travel trailer. I couldn't even remember where I was going. So this is the dinette, not the kitchen. And again, this has, I tend to just use the buttons more than I use the the switch on the door. So I work here a lot, and these lights are really great for that. This does drop down into a settee, a couch. I've never done it. I thought I was gonna do it all the time, you guys, and I just don't. Probably because I've decorated a little and Feeny is so comfortable on the bed. I have plenty of room with this L-shaped walkway to have Feeny's bed in here during the day. So he has plenty of places to go. He doesn't need an additional space. So I work here a lot. I don't really eat here. I tend to eat in bed because I have such a great view from the bed looking out, or I eat outside if it's really nice. But this has been 10 out of 10 for working in, and it's definitely where I sit almost the entire day unless it's a really cold day. And then I sit in bed and get a little cozy. But nice, fits 2 people. It says it fits 3. You'd have to be a very skinny human being, but you could probably make 3 work. And someday if I drop it down into a couch, I'll let you know, but I just haven't felt the need to. So underneath, these both are storage. This one has some stuff in it. This doesn't, but you have to kind of take everything off, which is why I was talking about how like the underbed storage makes life a dream, because you can't just lift up this. You have to like take them all off. So I guess if you didn't have the underbed storage, you could put clothes here or extra things here, but I think it would be really annoying to get to. So on this side, I plan to put Feeny's extra food and stuff before we go on the road. So just his extra supplements, his extra dry food, his extra like weight gainer food. And then this one, honestly, this one is just miscellaneous. It's stuff that like I had extras when I moved out. And so that's what's been really great. Once I'm through that, all that will really be under here are my reusable bags and liquor. So doing pretty good. So again, storage is the name of the game, because you have 2 under seat storage that I don't really even touch, but I do use that. One of the things I loved about this RV was all of the storage above here. So this has actually turned into my GoPro camera, cords, sticker storage. This is where all my supplements are, and then I just have a bin that is kind of a collect-all. These are old-timey photos that my family took that I have to try to keep nice till I cut them and give them to them. And this is just, don't have words. It's just nice. Like, you just have to try to think about where you'd put some of this stuff if you didn't have it. And it's like, where would it go? This is so just easy to grab and go, and it just makes my life so nice. So amazing storage. What's above you guys? Above you guys is the AC. So this unit comes with a Coleman Mac thermostat controlled AC unit and a Suburban propane furnace, which is right down here. Both are controlled by the Coleman Mac thermostat. This is not what you will get from factory. Mine actually broke within the first 30 days, so had to have it replaced. So that's a little bit different. And something I would just like to point out is the location of 2 of the critical components in this RV are horrible. So one is your thermostat. Thermostats are notoriously sensitive to humidity. And where did we put it? Right by the bathroom and right by the stove. So I have learned, if I am taking a shower, I start the fan well before. I make sure I never open the door until the humidity has been sucked completely up. Although that doesn't fully work because this is here, but I do try to keep this as clear as I can. And I also have a small fan that I use when cooking to kind of push that out instead of back. So I have talked to my RV tech, and if we have a quick problem again, we're probably going to rewire it onto this side. I don't really want that, but it's very stupid. And the other one is even stupider. In almost all of my videos when I am inside, you will see my smoke detector battery out and that down. Because anything you cook, the smoke literally, just the steam, literally just goes right there. I mean, it literally just blows right there. So you are setting off your smoke detector every time you cook. Even the coffee pot has been known to do it. So it's just obnoxious. I think I'm just going to take the battery out permanently, get another kitty one, and put it up behind the wall of the fridge. That way it's just not directly getting blown, and like, especially if I have the door open, the wind is just pulling it right here. So really, really poor design choices on those two features. And then another feature that I did forget to say, because I don't personally use it, is the TV. You do have TV hookup right here. The TV backer sticker I did keep on because I'm just still trying to figure out if I'm going to do a TV, but I think I'm just going to do another hat here and call it a day, because I just don't want to make TV easy to watch. So, but you could put a TV here if you wanted to. As we continue to talk storage, if you've watched my storage videos, you will know what is behind here. So first of all, not only do you have a full-length mirror, which is priceless in an RV. Y'all, I did the cell phone stand-up video to try to figure out if like I had stains or how my clothes looked while I was on the road last summer. So having a full mirror, so nice. It also makes the space feel a little bit bigger because it reflects off. And this camper's done really nicely in the dark with a light, so it naturally feels a little bit bigger, but this does help. Fiends, do you want to come in? Or you just want water? You want to come in? All right, sorry about that. The Fiends wanted to come in. All right, but in here, you have your, what I use as clothes storage. So it comes fully empty with just the support pole, and originally I was just gonna hang things, but then I realized what a waste it would be. So I found this drawer system that works really well for all of my clothes. So the only thing that I ended up putting in the drawers below are, right now I just have like my super hot summer clothes that I'm not wearing and my like super puffy winter clothes that don't need to go in here. But other than that, these are all of the clothes that I have with me, and is really nice. I just put a touch light up here, which makes it super easy. I have my hats in here. I have my Melly that I just grab all the time kind of hanging here. So this is just a really nice feature. I have heard of, if two people are in here, they use it as a pantry. I don't think I would want to waste this much space on food. I have found other places for food. I think I would still use it as a closet, but I think the new one might, the 2025 might even have shelves built in, which that would be kind of cool. I think that might be nice. But I like, mine are like kind of baskets, so it kind of just holds everything in. So that is amazing. Again, super functional storage, name of the game in the 194C. Continuing on, in the name of the game of storage is your Norcold fridge. This thing is gigantic. And freezer. Gigantic, as you can see by all the stuff that I have shoved in here. I could not imagine having just this size fridge for full time, especially having Fiends and him being on Ollie. Last summer was so hard on me. I had like no fridge space because of his stuff. And when I was in Colorado, or like a small town where groceries are an hour away and I could only buy groceries for 1 week, that was really challenging. So I knew I wanted a bigger fridge. I can easily get groceries enough for 2 weeks in here. I have an entire month of Feeney's food in the freezer. And this fridge is amazing. It runs on both propane and electric. When it's on propane, it does use a 12 volt, but oh my gosh, doesn't use very much propane at all, especially with the awning out protecting it. So such a great full-size fridge. This was such a good use of space for this small of a travel trailer. Now we are in the reason why I actually fell in love with and purchased the 194C, and that is the kitchen. I love to cook. I love to try new things, and I love plants, and I love bright light. And this kitchen just gave me everything. So on this portion, you have a Suburban 2-burner propane stove. I will say the one thing that made me laugh, because again, it's just like functionality. Sometimes you're like, huh? It doesn't have a starter. So you do have to actually light it, which is just kind of wild, because they have the exact same stovetop that has a starter built in. I guess less that can break. But I was very confused when I did it the first time. I was like, wait, what? Like, they couldn't have just given a girl a starter, but just one thing to note. And you have this amazing, like, rough edge countertop. Something that I have heard a lot of complaints about, which just cracks me up, is that the convection oven is down below. It is very easy to get to. I don't use it, but it's very easy to get to. I guess, again, if you have mobility issues, but I mean, you can just bend over too. So, I don't know, but I've heard a lot of complaints, not just in the 194C, but this is apparently kind of a new thing because a lot of people don't use them. So people like builders are putting more functional things up top or giving bigger fridges and putting them down here. Works for me. Beside that, I have 3 amazing drawers that I've just put some organizers in. All of this stuff came from my teardrop. These actually close and hold really nice. I will say that's something that I really like, is everything kind of takes a bit to pull open, which is great. So again, storage is the name of the game. Up here, everything. I could put so much more in there if I wanted to. I just don't need to. I have absolutely everything I need. So that's this side. Then behind me, it does do a graduated step up, which I personally like, that is gone in the 2025. So they have made them both the same height. I get it. For reference, and I think that's something that's really important to note, I am 5'4", 137 pounds. I'm a small person, and this RPod feels very big and roomy to me. I think if you put a much larger human in here, you'd have a lot different of an experience. So very specific to me. I like it lower because I'm short, and like when I'm dicing things, it's like the perfect height, but I can get why they raised it and made it one level for slightly taller people. But what you miss that I love is back here is outlets. So I told you that we were going to talk about outlets. There are only 2 functional normal outlets in this RV, here and the power pole. Otherwise, you've got an outlet up here, and then your other outlet is in the bottom of one of the other cabinets, which just is really awkward to have cords hanging down. Like, it's fine for short term, like if I use my air fryer, I put it up here and put it there, but it's just kind of weird. Like, they couldn't have dropped it down and put it on the wall? Like, I don't know. I think somebody was lazy. But it's very nice to have this one. This is where my coffee pot stays plugged into. And honestly, that's the only one I use. I don't have a lot of appliances with me, so air fryer goes there, coffee pot here. So really nice, but you do have 4 outlets here. And then behind me, we have, again, more counter space, which again, for me, having a big kitchen was super important, and being able to cook inside comfortably was super important for me after spending an entire summer cooking in rain and cold. And I love having the windows when I wash dishes or when I cook. It also makes it so this place never smells like food. I never smell cooking in here after the fact. So it definitely has a nice breeze, and I love that it's like right behind your cooktop and right behind your sink. This sink is massive. It is so deep. You do have the retractable faucet, which is really, really nice. Especially like if I'm filling something else, I can do that. This thing is really great. Having the sink cover is awesome too. One thing to note, I never leave my water on when I leave. This does drip a little. That's why this is here. It doesn't for long. I just used it, so that's why it is now. But I would be worried if I left water on. It would keep dripping constantly. So absolute 10 out of 10 for all of the kitchen, and we're not done yet with storage. So not only do we have up here, we still have 2 down here. Now that brings me to my trash can. There's no place for a standing trash can, which is fine for me. I love this trash can that just hooks to the cabinet. One of the tricks of full-time RV living is you don't get big bags of trash, especially if you're boondocking. You can't find anywhere to throw them away. So just little bags you can throw away at Walmart, you can throw away at the gas station. So it works for me, but that is one thing to note. There is nowhere to put a trash can if you wanted something bigger. But underneath underneath the sink, you have 2 cabinets that go all the way. They're kind of diagonal cut a little bit, but they go like pretty much all the way back here. It is where I have my pantry. It is where I have cleaning supplies, storage containers, all of that fun stuff. I personally have my pantry on the bottom because it's very easy for me. I think maybe if I were by myself or with like another person, we might put the pantry up here, be a little more accessible. But for me, down below works just fine. I typically eat 3 meals a day and I'm cooking 3 times a day, and it's easy access for me. So again, though, just so much storage. Like, I have so much space left if I needed it. One thing to note, none of this really bounces around. I was worried with having the kitchen in the back that all of this stuff would just bounce around. So I do have my things in bins, but this hasn't been reorganized from the last drive. So it does not move. So pretty stable back here. And I also think just having bins really helps. So that is my kitchen, and I adore my kitchen. Best feature of the 194C for absolute reals. Hey, let's go to the bathroom. This bathroom is legit the hardest thing to film because it is very tiny, as I think RV bathrooms in a 20-footer should be. Any more than this, and I would feel like they had wasted livable space, because you don't live in the bathroom. But it's a fully, completely functional. Step inside. I'm gonna film from the shower. So actually, even though I am short, one thing that I do love about the shower is how tall it is. I think they kind of had to put the sunlight in here so that somebody taller could take a shower. But this is actually a really big, nice shower. Do not judge my shower curtain when I close it. I dyed my hair, and black hair dye does really fun things. But you have a lot of room because it is a curved shower head or shower bar, so you have so much room. Believe it or not, the shower head is great. Whoever installed the hot water tank temperature thermostat, thank you. You did it scalding level, and it makes me really happy. But this thing is super, super comfortable. I think RV showers get a bad rap. I would say this is a solid 9 out of 10. Hot water tank, doing a camp shower, because you do have to turn it off. You couldn't just straight shower. You do have to turn it off if you're shaving legs. I can get about 15, 17 minutes out of it, which is a really nice shower considering I showered outside in the cold, or I had to do campground showers where you get 5 minutes for $5. So it's kind of nice to take your time in here. So this is really great. Actually, one of the nicer RV showers that I've experienced. If you guys watched my most recent video, I don't know if you can see the camera, but this is what it is. It is what it is, guys. You'll know that I just redid this to make it feel more like home, but you have a really nice vanity in here that has a couple of shelves. I will say this part isn't real useful. I think I would have rather this door go down and have another interior that I could hide, but it works. It's just, I guess it's decorative, and so that's what I did. Got very small counter space. This isn't super big. I managed to get a plant in here though, because priorities. And then you have under cabinet storage here, and then you do have the net storage that I just kind of have my towels, my hair dryer, that extra toilet paper shoved in there. I don't know, it's just, again, I have plenty of storage in here, so I just don't have to worry where I put things, which is just really nice. And then up above, you do have a non-max air fan. This thing is chintzy, and I will eventually put a max air fan, and you have your vent. I am going to get one of the domes over top of it before I leave so that I can have it open for airflow. If it rains, the other day it rained and I was cooking and I was like fogging this place up, so it would have been nice to have been able to have that open. But overall, this bathroom really nicely sized for the size of the RV. And one silly feature, but all RVers understand this, and that's the RV toilet. A lot of the older RV toilets, if you've ever used a friend's, like, you have to clean the toilet if you go to the bathroom. Like, this is TMI, but it sticks. Like, it's bad. This is a Dometic, and it is porcelain, and it stays a lot cleaner. So 10 out of 10. The tank really doesn't stink. They've done a good job with whatever venting system they've used, because that really doesn't stink, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, I really like the Dometic toilet. Very, very nice. So with my tours, you get commentary. Again, I'm a pretty small human. This toilet fits me perfect. I can comfortably sit, nothing hits. I can't keep the toilet paper where you're supposed to because it's kind of awkward, so I just kind of keep it right behind me there. But if you were much larger than me, I don't know that you could have the door shut, and I think your leg would hit here. I think you would have to sit like this. So that is just something to be aware of. Obviously, I can also have the door shut. I don't, because then I couldn't fit you guys. But if you were wider, you might even have to keep the door open to like man spread. Or if you had mobility issues. So something to think of. The toilet is actually really tall, so sometimes I have to put my feet up on it because I don't really like touch the ground real well. So that's my size. But yeah, it's what made me think of it was my best friend's husband sat in here and was like, "Isn't this uncomfortable for you?" And like, it's not. But then I looked and he was like right up against this. It was very uncomfortable for him. I was like, oh, okay. Wow, I sounded like Hetty from Ghosts right there. Oh, okay. So just something to think of, again, if you're looking at this model or something similar, is sit on the toilet and just see if like, you can actually be comfortable, because we kind of need to be. The shit I say. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the RPod 194C. Even if this isn't the model you are looking at, I hope some of my commentary maybe helps you as you are looking at your RV. There's so many things to think of, and you can get so lost in all the various models. At least I know I did. And now there are some things that like I can't fathom that I didn't think to try out, like the step. And luckily for me, the things are so minor, but it could be very easy to overlook something that really made your life kind of a living hell. So I hope this helped in its own way. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. I hope you enjoyed just seeing how we have it set up and how we're living in it. And yeah, if you guys have any specific questions about this RV or picking out an RV or what I would do differently, please feel free to ask me down below. And as always, Feeny and I really appreciate you guys following along on our journey. Kind comments, likes, subscribes really help us out and make us feel all good and gooey and warm inside. So as always, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we will see you guys on the next adventure wherever the RPod takes us.